Hey everyone, Chris Bark here. Today I wanted to talk to you about one of the most difficult decisions I ever had to make within my business, which was a decision I made to shut one of my stores. So I thought I'd give you a bit of background about it, about what happened. So as you'd probably be aware, I've got a couple of different businesses. So I've got a software business that was built on the back of me opening my first pet store, which I opened, what are we on now, about 14 years ago now. At the same time as me opening that business, within about 18 months, I'd opened the second store. Now, that second store, so we're located on the Wirral, and then over the water in Liverpool, we decided to open a second store. Now, that second store was like, it was our flagship store when we first opened it. It was a much busier store than my original store had been until we moved locations in the first store. And we ran the business really successfully for 10 years. It had basically, it was our main retail store for at least 6 or 7 of those years, and then we, as I say, we moved our first store to a bigger premises in a better location and started to do much better with that. Well, in the meantime, we'd had a recession. Where we were located in our Liverpool store wasn't the most affluent of areas, so we had a little bit of a problem in regards to some of our clientele probably were struggling a little bit with lack of funds and stuff like that. And at the same time, but as I say, my first retail store was doing really well, my marketing business was doing well, my software business was taking off, and we were basically doing lots of different work to grow other businesses around the country. And it basically meant that by the time the 10 years were up in that store, we had the decision to make. So the landlord wanted us to take on another 10-year lease, which we were reasonably keen to do. He was also increasing the rent quite considerably, but he was doing that at a point when probably our business was at its worst it had been, certainly in the last 8 years. Although we were getting high customer numbers, so we managed to keep all our customers. Average transaction value had fallen. We were struggling a little bit when it comes to actually managing to make the business work. We were still profitable. We were making about 25 to 30,000 pound a year. So it was a good business. We were still doing well. We had a good customer base. But the decision we had to make really was it a viable option to continue for another 10 years in there, or would we be better off to basically make the decision and actually decide that it wasn't going to work for us anymore and we should close that store down. Now, I think in my mind, we had a couple of different viewpoints. So if you were to ask my girlfriend who runs the businesses for me and set them up with me 15 years ago, she was quite keen to close the business. She knew it wasn't as profitable as it should be. We were making a lot more money on our other shop. We were making a lot more money on our software businesses, on our marketing business. So she was like, well, let's spend the time and grow the business, grow the other businesses by being able to spend more time and effort on those, as opposed to wasting time on a business that was really starting to struggle. I'll give you a little bit of a picture about, so our premises was located in a place in Liverpool called Walton on County Road, and it used to be a really thriving high street, and when we first opened it was so busy. What happened was a lot of the big chains moved out of there and the high street itself began to decline. That kind of coincided with us doing better on our other businesses, so that business was starting to suffer. So, as I say, my girlfriend was of the opinion that we should scale it back. We should look at not renewing our lease and going away from actually having that shop. Now, the problem I had with that was that it kind of felt like a failure. Like we were probably for the although we'd had lots of minor failures throughout the business, I felt that shutting it down would be seen. So maybe I was more worried about what other people would think than I actually was about the logistics of shutting it down. I think I was bothered about the impression it would give our customers if we were not we weren't able to make our second store work at that particular time. I was probably wrongly of the opinion that it would make us look like we weren't as good as what we should be when we're actually teaching other people how to look after businesses. So after much discussion, much thought, we eventually decided that we had to do it. We had to close that business down. Now, that wasn't a quick process. We did it over about a 6-month time frame. We gave our landlord notice. We let our customers know. We moved a lot of them to online orders and to deliveries, which we do there twice a week. And actually, funny enough, it's probably been one of the most beneficial things we've ever done within our business life. It was a decision that we were me particularly, I was really reluctant to do. I felt that by having it, we were showing it's easy to run multiple sites, which it isn't. It's not an easy thing to run multiple sites, running lots of different staff in different locations, trying to make sure that they're all abiding by the same principles you have within your main business. But what we decided to do by shutting it down was to focus on what we were doing well, which was our first retail store and our software business.